Welcome to my channel. Listen to my stories every day. Comment, like and subscribe to my channel. Enjoy listening.
The city was winding down as dusk settled like a soft blanket over the horizon. The usual buzz of my office had dwindled to a hushed silence, punctuated only by the occasional distant echo of an elevator arriving at another floor. It was late again, and I was still at my desk, surrounded by the glow of my dual monitors. I leaned back in my chair, stretching my arms towards the ceiling, feeling the strain of a long day ebb away slowly. My gaze wandered across the dimly lit room, stopping abruptly at an unfamiliar sight, a nondescript black bag perched neatly on the corner of my desk. Curiosity piqued, I wheeled my chair closer. "It looks like a man's," I murmured to myself, inspecting the sturdy, leather exterior and its unassuming style. No tags, no distinctive marks. Picking it up, the weight suggested more than just empty compartments. I should look inside, maybe there will be some documents, then I'll understand who left the bag. Unzipping the main compartment, I peered inside. My fingers brushed against an assortment of objects, a notepad, a couple of pens, and a small, sealed envelope. Below these items, a heavier, bulkier shape drew my attention. I pulled it out, a thick folder stuffed with papers. But as I set the folder aside, something else in the bag caught my eye. Why on earth would someone carry this to work? I muttered, pulling out a finely crafted pair of men's cufflinks, glinting dimly in the soft light of my desk lamp. These were no ordinary accessories. I recognized the unique craftsmanship, limited edition, possibly expensive. Delving deeper, my hand brushed against a smooth, cool surface, a driver's license. Pulling it out, I flicked on my desk lamp to get a better look. The face on the license was unmistakable, our company's secretary, Tom. I chuckled. That explains the cufflinks, but not why he'd forget this here. Just as I was about to close the bag, another object felt unusual beneath my touch. Curious, I reached in and my fingers clasped around something soft. Pulling it out, my heart dropped. It was a set of women's underwear, delicate, lace, unmistakably unique. I froze, recognizing the design instantly. I had ordered it from a boutique designer for our anniversary. My wife's favorite. A cold wave of realization washed over me. The room felt suddenly smaller, the walls inching closer as a whirlwind of thoughts clashed in my mind. Why was this here? In Tom's bag? In my office? Fury mixed with confusion, tightening its grip around my chest. I needed answers, but the silent office offered none. Resolute, I shoved the items back into the bag, zipping it shut with more force than necessary. Tonight, there would be no more work, only a confrontation. As I grabbed my coat and the bag, my mind raced through the possible scenarios. Whatever the truth, the betrayal was palpable, and it stung with the sharpness of a cold winter wind. Tonight, I would confront not just one betrayal, but two. The evening air bites at my skin as I stride out of the building, the black bag slung over my shoulder, a heavy burden filled with damning evidence. My heart thunders in my chest, each beat a loud echo in my ears as I make my way home. The streets are unusually quiet, the lamplight casting long shadows that seem to dance mockingly at my turmoil. I turn the key in the lock, my hands unsteady. The door swings open to reveal the dimly lit hallway of our apartment, the familiar scent of jasmine from the diffuser greeting me, a stark contrast to the storm brewing inside me. Laura. My voice is more a croak, strained with the effort of keeping my emotions in check. In here, calls a voice from the living room, light and unsuspecting. I find her curled up on the couch, a book in hand, looking every bit the picture of tranquility. My stomach churns. "We need to talk," I say, my voice firm, cutting through the soft music playing in the background. Laura looks up, her brow furrowing slightly. "Is everything okay? You look pale." She sets her book aside, concern washing over her features. I toss the bag onto the coffee table with more force than intended. It lands with a thud, the contents barely contained. Can you explain why this was in your bag at my office? I challenge, my eyes fixed on her, searching for any flicker of guilt. Confusion clouds her face as she leans forward to inspect the bag. This isn't my bag, Alex. What's this about? Frustration mounts within me. Don't play dumb, Laura. I grasp the delicate underwear from the bag, holding it out like a flag of betrayal. This is yours. I got it for you. Why was it in Tom's bag? Her eyes widen, a mix of shock and recognition flashing across her face before it settles into a mask of seriousness. Alex, I swear, I have no idea. I've never seen that bag before. Before I can retort, there's a sudden knock on our door, sharp and insistent. Laura and I exchange a puzzled look. Reluctantly, I move to open it, revealing a distressed Tom on the other side, his eyes wide, breath ragged. Alex, thank God you're still awake. We need to talk, Tom blurts out, pushing past me into the apartment, his gaze landing on the bag. I've been looking everywhere for that. Anger flares within me again. Looking for this? Why? So you can keep sneaking around with my wife? My voice rises, the accusation hanging heavy in the air. No, it's not like that at all, Tom exclaims, his hands raised defensively. Listen, I was mugged coming into work this morning. They took my bag, but it looks like they dumped it at your office after taking what they wanted. Laura stands, her voice trembling as she interjects, but why was my underwear in your bag, Tom? Tell me you didn't steal it. Tom's face turns pale, his eyes darting between us. I didn't steal anything. I found that bag in the back alley near the office. I thought it was mine. I didn't even check the contents thoroughly. I was late and just grabbed what I thought was mine. Suspicion narrows my eyes. And you didn't think to check. I was late for a meeting, and I panicked, Tom replies, his voice faltering. I didn't realize it wasn't my bag until I was already in the office. I was going to turn it into lost and found, but then I got your call and... Silence envelopes the room as we each digest his words. The pieces aren't fitting together right, something is still off. I look from Tom to Laura, the weight of unanswered questions heavy in the air. Let's figure this out, I say finally, my tone more controlled. We need to go back to the office, check the security footage. Something isn't adding up. As we agree to unravel this mystery together, the tension remains palpable. Trust, once fractured, proves difficult to mend, and the night ahead looms long and uncertain. The drive back to the office is tense, the only sound the hum of the car engine and the occasional whoosh of passing vehicles. Laura sits beside me, her body rigid, her gaze fixed on the passing streetlights. Tom, in the back seat, keeps checking his phone, his face illuminated by its glow every few seconds. We arrive at the deserted office building. The night security guard, a stocky man in his 50s named Rick, meets us at the entrance with a raised eyebrow. Back again so soon, he jokes, but his smile fades when he sees our serious faces. We need to check the security footage from today, I explain, my voice firm. It's important. Rick nods, understanding the gravity of the situation. He leads us through the dimly lit lobby to the security room, a small, cramped space filled with monitors. The air is stale, filled with the scent of cold coffee and old electronics. Tom steps forward, his fingers hovering over the keyboard as he logs into the system. Let's see, here's the camera for the main entrance, he murmurs, pulling up the footage. The screen flickers to life, showing the view of the office entrance. We watch as the timestamp starts from the early morning. People filter in and out, a normal day. But then, around mid-morning, the footage shows Tom entering the building, a noticeable rush in his step. He's not carrying anything. There, Laura points out, you said you were mugged this morning. Why don't you have the bag? Tom squints at the screen. Keep watching, he insists. Minutes tick by until a figure dressed in black, carrying what looks like Tom's bag, appears. They linger near the entrance, looking around nervously before heading towards the elevator. "That's not me," Tom states, his voice tense. "I told you, I got mugged." We continue watching as the figure exits the elevator on our floor. They hesitate, then leave the bag in near my desk. It's quick, barely noticeable if one wasn't looking for it. So someone planted the bag there, I conclude, the reality settling in. But why my desk? Rick rubs his chin thoughtfully. Maybe it was random, or maybe it wasn't. Either way, you got some trouble on your hands. Lara's voice is shaky when she speaks. And the stuff inside the bag. How did it get there? We rewind the footage, searching for more clues. Another clip catches our attention. It's from 2 days ago. I see Lara, walking into the office late in the evening, a small, discreet package in her hands. She heads towards Tom's desk. "Lara?" My voice is a mix of disbelief and accusation. She flushes, her eyes darting away. I was bringing some personal items to leave at your desk as a surprise. I might have mixed up the desks. But why was it in the bag? Tom asks, his tone accusatory. I don't know, Lara stammers, I left it at what I thought was Alex's desk. The room is heavy with tension as we piece together the confusing events. It's clear there's more to the story, layers that are intertwined in unexpected ways. We need to find out who this person is, I say, pointing to the mysterious figure on the screen. And why they used my desk. Rick nods. I'll enhance the images, see if we can get a clear face shot. Should take a few hours. As Rick sets to work, the three of us retreat to the lobby. None of us speak. The air between us is thick with suspicion and unasked questions. Lara and Tom avoid eye contact, each lost in their own turmoil. I'm sorry for suspecting you, I finally say to both of them, my voice low. Tom nods, a tight smile on his face. Let's just figure this out. Lara reaches out, squeezing my hand. Thank you for believing me, she whispers. As we sit in silence, waiting for Rick to call us back, the early morning hours tick by. The weight of the night's revelations hangs over us, a tangled web of deceit and misunderstanding that we're only just beginning to unravel. As the clock ticks towards dawn, the fluorescent lights in the lobby seem to flicker with our growing fatigue. Rick finally emerges from the security room, a sheaf of printouts in his hand, his expression unreadable. Got something you'll want to see, he announces, laying the printouts on the coffee table before us. The images are grainy but clear enough to make out the features of the person who had left the bag at my desk. We lean in, squinting at the pictures, and Lara gasps. That's Jenna, she says, her voice a mix of shock and confusion. Jenna, another secretary at our office, known for her quiet demeanor and meticulous work ethic. But why would Jenna plant the bag? Tom questions, his brow furrowed. Before we can speculate further, my phone rings. The caller ID shows Jenna's name, and with a tentative glance at Lara and Tom, I answer the call, putting it on speaker. Alex, I need to explain, Jenna's voice comes through, shaky and hesitant. I'm at the hospital. It's a long story but please, can you come? The urgency in her voice spurs us into action. Minutes later, we're speeding towards the city hospital, the early morning traffic light enough to make quick progress. We find Jenna in the emergency room waiting area, her arm bandaged, her eyes red-rimmed. Jenna, what happened? I ask as we approach her. She looks up, pain and regret etched across her face. I was trying to do the right thing, she begins, her voice faltering. I found the bag in the alley after overhearing some guys talking about stealing it and planning to plant it to cause trouble. They were going to use it to set someone up, I didn't know who. I thought if I put it at your desk, Alex, it would be safe, and I could figure out how to return it without causing a fuss. But why not just tell me? I ask, the pieces slowly coming together yet still not quite fitting. Jenna sighs, a tear escaping down her cheek. Because I saw the content. I saw the underwear and thought it was a misunderstanding that could blow up. I panicked. I didn't know it belonged to Laura. I thought I was protecting you all. And the injury? Laura inquires gently. I confronted those guys tonight, tried to get them to leave town, but it got rough, and I ended up here, Jenna admits. Tom steps forward, his demeanor softening. Why go to such lengths for us? Jenna smiles weakly. Because I've been there, caught in misunderstandings that ruined lives. I didn't want that for you, any of you. We stand there, the early morning light beginning to filter through the hospital windows, casting a soft glow on the stark white walls. The weight of Jenna's misguided but well-intentioned actions settles around us, a reminder of how easily situations can spiral out of control. Let's get you home, Jenna, I say, offering her a supportive smile. We'll sort this out together. As we help Jenna to her feet, the tension that had built up over the night begins to dissipate, replaced by a newfound understanding and an unexpected unity among us. We had been tested in bizarre circumstances, and though the night had brought out accusations and fears, it ended with the revelation of a shared desire to protect and support each other, albeit through convoluted means. The drive back is quiet, reflective, as each of us contemplates the strange, twisted journey of the night. By the time we drop Jenna off at her apartment and head home, the city is waking up, oblivious to the drama that had unfolded in its shadows. At home, Laura and I collapse on our couch, the adrenaline finally ebbing away. Coffee? I offer, and she nods. As I stand in our kitchen, watching the sunrise paint the sky with strokes of orange and pink, I realize that while the night brought to light the secrets and lies hidden in shadows, it also revealed the strength and resilience of unexpected alliances and friendships, forged in the crucible of chaos and misunderstanding, yet enduring nonetheless.